What is going on, my Atomic Cycle Works friend? I think I need to change my intro. It's for me, I hear that every day, over and over. Every time we intro a video, the same thing. Today, I just want to talk about a couple things that's going on in the shop because we're getting hammered right now. Basically, I had COVID about a month ago now, and it lasted for about 12 days, and it was pretty bad. And unfortunately, when you're a small shop and the sicknesses go around, it messes up our schedule. So we did have a few jobs in here that got messed up, and we are finishing them up now. Anything that came in after that, we already scheduled it for later on to kind of get us caught up and back on track. And I know we only have a handful of jobs now that are very upset with us because we've been taking too long. And I apologize for that, but unfortunately, real life is real life, and you're dealing with a human, not a machine. And we don't have a million people in here doing this. It's just a few of us that care and want to give you something great. So with that said, I want to go over like one of the problems that we just ran into, and it's kind of like the whole world right now. Everybody's so uptight and angry. I get it. I understand. But it really sucks the enjoyment out of doing what we're doing and the communications we get to have with our customers, because we really enjoy doing what we're doing. We want to give you a really good product, something that you're proud of, something that will feel good, look good, that you're just super excited to have. We tried it with motorcycle seats. We're usually pretty good. We've had our problems just like anybody else, and it does suck. When you get sick, you're sick. And I tell you what, for me, sitting here with drooling and grossness and eyes watering to try to do your seat, you're not going to get the best job in that condition. And I did try to do it, and I just couldn't. It was just really bad. And then obviously the following week, I got injured with my knee, and it would just kind of set us behind. So far, everybody's been really cool. I appreciate that. We had one guy get really upset. It I'll throw this out there to get other people's opinions, because I'm not trying to whine about it. It's just shit happens. It is what it is. But we had a seat come in, and it was a cheap seat. It was just a foam modification for like $150, very cheap. What ended up happening is when we talked to them originally, we were on our schedule and we were good. Not everybody ships the seats exactly when they say, and not every seat comes in at the same time. So sometimes you might say, I'm shipping you a seat, and you might take a week to ship it, and then it's 3 weeks later or whatever it is, or there's a delay and we finally get it, and it's just not in the exact schedule zone. And we have to deal with that. That's a common thing. And usually with bike seats, they're easier, where we're quick in and out, we get them done and we get right back on track. But sometimes they fall into situations where the customer sends it to us, takes a little bit longer, we get it, and then something like that happened, which is very rare for us to get sick like that, and very rare for it to happen when it did. But it did, and what ended up happening is because of the delay, we had a customer that was very upset, and we ended up trying to ship the package out through the post office. They did have a little bit of an issue, which we've had quite a few issues with the post office, and I think we're going to be stopping them completely and just dealing with UPS right now, because they've been a little bit better for us, and they're giving us a little bit better prices. Because if you watch our videos, you know that one of the things I'm trying to do is really get our costs down on shipping, because it really beats us up when you're sending a seat in and out, and we want to make it more easy and enjoyable for you to do this. So that's one thing that I have been working on. What ended up happening is we had to switch over to UPS, and I'm really trying to work out these numbers to get a better deal. And they said it would take about 24 hours before our new deal got into place. And in that time, the customer had actually emailed over that they have a ride that has to be there, and this was a Wednesday. It has to be there on a Friday. We got the seat back from the post office on a Thursday morning, I think it was, right? So then I went and did it through UPS and overnighted it. And that doesn't stop there. So what ends up happening is when we got it set up to go overnight, UPS didn't pick it up that day. They're supposed to pick it up and didn't. So I waited till they came, called them, and unfortunately they didn't show up. So I had to drive many towns over. We had somebody at my house, so I'd like to go home and be with them, but instead I drove many towns over to meet one of the last remaining UPS stores that was open that would accept the package, because their driver didn't take it. The seat was $150, right? I spent $500 and something to overnight it to this person so they'd have it for the ride, which probably didn't even exist, because we get a lot of people who try to drop shows and rides in to see if we'll speed up for them. And normally I don't like to deal with that, but because this was our fault, it wasn't about the money, it was getting some of the seat that was done. So we went overboard, overnighted it, drove over there, got it out to them, got it done, and then get the typical, I will not be doing business with you guys again. I will not recommend you guys again, because you said it was going to be an X amount of turnaround and da 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 da. So with all that, I'm fine with that. I get it. You know, you could eat at a restaurant 100 times and the one time is bad, you never want to go back. I feel we went above and beyond and overboard to accommodate this person to do that. It just sometimes it chaps your ass. You get a little pissed off because you're like, you know what? I don't know any other company that would do that. Any big company would be like, sorry, you're out, and that's it. They wouldn't even do that, but because we try to be more personal and open with people, we did. Needless to say, I'm griping a little bit. I'm also trying to show you that we do go over and above when things happen, because things will happen. You know, people like to pretend that nothing bad happens. UPS doesn't mess up, FedEx doesn't mess up, Post Office doesn't mess up, we don't mess up, and we all mess up. The problem that we're having in business these days is that every part of every function of running a business is messed up now. So getting materials, our delivery people don't have drivers. So sometimes the local places we have to go and pick up. So that like really cuts into us in a day, because we can't afford to have someone just drive around picking up parts all the time, nor can we find them. If our suppliers can't find drivers, how are we gonna find drivers? You know, picking up paint, picking up materials, picking up this, that, and all that stuff, that's an added burden that you have. Also, another problem that we run into quite frequently is, and I get it, we're all hiring people who aren't as qualified as they should be. They're just not available. They haven't been available. We hope that they will. We hope things will change. We want things to change. We know eventually things will change and get better. But right now, in reality, is we call up our manufacturers, we order a material, and say there's 5 materials that look like this. This is our vintage toffee. There's bronze, there's ale, there's this, there's that. There's a lot of colors that are similar, and people don't care. So they don't take the time to really look at it and say, okay, this is the correct color before I ship it out. So they'll ship you out the wrong color. Then we gotta get a credit and then ship it back and do all that. So there's a lot of factors that happen sometimes that slow us down a little bit. That's why with the motorcycle seats, we try to stock all the materials. Sometimes we have to order it. Usually it's pretty good. It's not always. It's a lot of the factors that are happening in reality right now that we have to deal with on the back end that kind of, you know, put little hiccups, little bumps in the road to slow us down a little bit sometimes. But we try really hard to do that, and we really try to forge ahead and come over those hurdles, because we want you guys to have your products on time, and most of all, looking really cool and feeling really cool. For those of you who bear with us, I appreciate that. You know, we're trying really hard in a really difficult time to run a business, and we're in a business that's a really difficult run business. Production is way easier. If we just knock out all of our seats and we ship them out and give you the same thing your neighbor has and the same thing his neighbor has, the same thing, you know, that's the production aspect of it. And even that is difficult being an American company, because the second you do that, China, Taiwan, they just knock it off. They just steal your stuff, sell it for pennies on a dollar. So even that has hurdles that we have to deal with. But as far as being a small shop that listens to you, that wants to work with you, that wants to give you something good, there's not a lot of us left, and we appreciate the people who actually bear with us and deal with it. And I get it, man. When I'm thinking about my motorcycle and parts and things like that, the second I purchase them, I want them. For me, they're already on the bike. I'm already riding. I'm already enjoying it. You're already showing it off. I get it. 100%, I'm right there with you. Reality is, this stuff takes time. Some of our videos, you see us jump through things because I don't want to bore you with too much of the monotony of doing things. But please don't ever think that because we jump over stuff, this isn't time-consuming, labor-intensive, and has to be right. One of the big problems we have in today's society is we could scroll through TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and look at all these things, and it's, you know, it's like as soon as you see something, you want to see the next thing, you want to see something better, and blah, 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 blah. But in reality, all this stuff takes time. These people aren't building high-end motorcycles and high-end cars and trucks overnight. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into what we do. We just can't show you that because it'd be bore you to death. To sit there and watch someone weld up a panel or weld up a frame on a bike for 12 hours is not enjoyable. So you might see us start, you might see us finish, but you don't see the time that's involved to do it. And I think that's also one of the big problems we're having with getting people involved in doing this is not all, well, it is all smoke and mirrors. It's not all dazzling and quick and in and out. There, you have to just put the phone down, get into your zone, what you're doing, turn your ears off, turn your eyes off, and do this stuff. And it takes a lot of time. And that's one of the problems that we have, aside from the small issues and stuff like that, is being a small shop, we have to do this. So we can't have customers constantly coming in asking questions. And people don't realize that, like, we get a lot of people come in and be like, I just want to check up on my car, my motorcycle. I'll be in and out really quick. I'm not going to bother you, 10, 15 minutes and they're out. And you're like, I understand, because what I want is you to realize that you are the only important thing to me. The hard part is there is a lot of you and there's still only one of me. So I want that, but it's kind of not true, because what ends up happening is I can't prioritize one over the other. And that 10 minutes that you think it only took for you, we have 200 people, old customers that we're still dealing with that are thanking us and happy with their products, current customers that we're doing work for, and future customers that are coming in. So if you think about all those people trying to manage those, and it's just a very small shop, and then get the time to sit down and do the work, it's very challenging. So our shop is only by appointment. You're supposed to email us. When we schedule in, you come in. And what ends up happening is a lot of people don't abide by that because they assume that they're the one person that's special, and you're all special. Everybody's special. We want you to think you're special, but every time you come in, every time you knock on the door, every time you call or email, we have to stop what we're doing to do that. And yes, I would love to hire someone to come in here and answer phones just to tell people to go away, but then we're paying someone to tell people to go away. And what I don't want is you to call, talk to someone like our old salesperson that we had last year. Complete moron. When you talk to that person, you feel dumber. You feel like you wasted your time. And I would never want to deal with my company here because after talking to them, you're like repulsed how horrible it is. I just learned the hard way by going through dealing with another salesperson from another company that those salespeople are a reflection of your company. I'd rather have you wait and talk to me and get the right answer than to have some repulsive salesperson come badger you or whatever and bullshit you and tell you the wrong thing, because to me, that's just not how it should be. Someday, hopefully we'll get the right person in here that can answer the phones that will do that and really help us progress. And it's just difficult because we are in such a niche market to hire. It's like running an ad for someone to work in a convenience store. There's a million convenience stores. There's a million people doing that. But to do motorcycle seats and knowledge of motorcycle seats and motorcycles and cars and have all that knowledge, because when you guys call, you're not idiots. You know what you want. You've researched it. You have your bikes. You have your cars. You know what's going on. So when you talk to someone that doesn't, you instantly know, I know, and you don't want to deal with them. So I want you to deal with us, but unfortunately, you're going to have to bear with us a little bit. If you email us or call us, I will call you back, me. I will call you back, or I will email you back, me. That's it. So if I'm working on your seat or someone's seat and I get an email and I get a call and I get someone coming in, that stops me from where I'm at. Again, not trying to be a Debbie Downer, whiner, bullshit. You don't want to push any of our customers away. I just want you to know up front that you're dealing with a human being. This isn't AI. This isn't Walmart. This isn't China. This is an American-made company that loves cars, trucks, and motorcycles. We ride, we drive, we build, we create, and that's what we love doing. So if you want to deal with us on that, premise, we want you to. And then also, the hard part again is the knockoffs of all these places. When we design this, these people knock us off left and right. American companies, Chinese companies, all that type of stuff. You are dealing one-on-one with the people that are in the industry, love what we do, design, build, and live this life. And we can't do it without you. I appreciate you. And, thank you. I thank you very much, the guys and girls who are always standing behind us and doing this. We have a lot of great people saying great stuff. And I feel bad, truly feel bad when we're running behind and can't get stuff out to you. But this is what we're dealing with. We're doing everything we can to fight to make sure we get away with that. And hopefully up here in New England, we start getting some smarter people, some more hardworking people. We kill our welfare system because, man, there's too many people on welfare and not enough people working. We need people to get in the trades, work, do this, enjoy it, love it, take pride in what you do. Please remember, like, share, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, keep watching our videos. Thank you so much.